Yeah. There's my girls. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. We're gonna have our talk in a minute. You can see my bucket. But I'm still making my coffee. But it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah. There's my Maisie. There's my Maisie. Good morning, pup. Yeah. What a good girl you are. Yeah. Pearl's a good girl too, aren't you, Pearl? Yeah. Alright, let me get my coffee. I was just looking at our garden. This is our garden. Tomatoes will never get planted. That's a given now. Here are the limes. We have blossoms again. Dennis lives ever in hope. Here's my mint I planted. This was where the pansies were, but they all died. Yeah. So this was one of those plants from the grocery store. But I had a tea off of it, and it looks like it's doing really good. It likes that spot. And here are the cabbages. Yeah. They're doing, they're thriving in their little box. Who knows? You could have cabbages by January. Yard needs to be mowed. I hear the cicadas, but I don't hear our birds. But I saw them. They were here yesterday afternoon. Another gorgeous day. All right, let me get my coffee. Good morning. Girls are still with me after I made my coffee. I hope you are all well. I'm Barbara, host of the Flame and Fiber podcast. Thank you for joining me. I rarely introduce myself. It's not a good thing. I always put it in my notes. I'm Barbara, because I might not have mentioned it. The girls and I are on the deck. Another absolutely stunning, stunning morning. I think we have another day or two like this before the humidity comes back. I certainly hope so. So my knee was pretty fine yesterday. I had a little tiny twinge in the morning, and by late afternoon, I said to Dennis, if I didn't have any kind of memory, I would have no idea I had a problem with my knee. This morning, funnily last night, I was kind of aware of it, like there was a little bit of ache in my knee, which is not what the problem had been. And today, when I was walking around, like I was aware of it, because of course I was thinking about it, but I was aware of it in a way that I wasn't quite aware of the other knee, but you can tell that I do not injure myself very much, or, because apparently putting ice packs on it, thank you for your advice, and taking Advil and wearing sneakers solves the problem. And I'm ditching the sneakers tomorrow. 2 days of sneakers is going to be my limit, because I don't really think I do not have. I wear orthopedic flip-flop that really does, it's got a lot of leather on the top, so my foot's snug in it. It doesn't move around. It doesn't, I don't feel like it doesn't give my knee enough support. But I'm wearing my sneakers today. I'm taking my Advils for the next couple of days. But I was walking around yesterday like I didn't have a problem with my knee. I couldn't believe it. Why it didn't occur to me to take Advil and put ice on it, I have no idea, except that the pain was so sharp, and that it just never occurred to me, Advil. But it's the anti-inflammatory aspect of it, which is the whole point, I guess. So I had some inflammation right around whatever's going on with my knee, that the Advil is taking care of. Now I'm taking, my diet takes care of general inflammation, but I guess I had some topical you know, inflammation.topical. Anyway, in that specific spot, inflammation. I'm going to turn you just a little bit in case our bird comes back. The cicadas are out there. The bird, I haven't heard yet this morning, but he was around yesterday afternoon when we were on the deck, because we did spend time on the deck yesterday. It was beautiful. I'm still knitting on my sleeves. I'm getting much closer to where I have to think about them. Then who knows what's going to happen. I read a book. I don't remember the name of it. I just came across it. Seemed like it was new, but it's not. But it's about a young woman who's being in Victorian England, who's training as a spy, detective. Very light reading. And hung out with Dennis. I went on a walk with Dennis and the girls, and I had Pearl, and I was fine. It was so crazy to me. It's so strange. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, I'm really happy. This is an anti-wine. But it was like, really? You didn't even think to take a couple of Advil and put some ice on it, Barb? I didn't. And I'm shocked. I was really shocked yesterday and this morning. You know, I mean, went up the stairs last night to bed. You wouldn't know there was a problem with my knee. Anyway, so that's good news. My knee seems to be a lot better. I had a half a twinge yesterday morning, and that was it. So strange. It's kind of interesting to hear an airplane. Have not had a lot of airplane noise. There are no contrails in the sky. The number of flights must be so low, because I usually have contrails. About 45 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes driving time to the Philadelphia airport. So we have a lot of contrails normally. I mean, it's not like we're on the jet path or anything and we don't hear them for the most part, but we usually have contrails. I thought of something I wanted to tell you yesterday, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. I'm going to have to start writing things down. It'll come to me. We did do our taxes. We did have to pay. That was so disappointing. It wasn't a lot, but it was very disappointing. And today is July 15th, 2020, and today we have to do our state taxes because we only did the federal. So luckily we will file electronically to the state, and that will be that. We are also going to go harvest the rest of our blueberries. Thank you for the idea of putting tulle on our, tulle on our blueberries, Simona. That was so great. So we will carefully take the tulle off the bushes and wash it, and a branch just fell out of our tree. The girls need to go check it out. There's a big stick in the yard, Maisie. Maisie's our stick in the yard girl. Go see what happened. It just fell out. It doesn't have any leaves or anything on it, so it's just, it had already broken off. It had already broken off at another time and just fell today. Are you done? We'll check out the stick. Ugh. That's enough, Maze. Pearl. They're going to sit here and bark the whole day now because of that. Our bird is back. Maybe the bird was just waiting to know if we were out here or not. The girls told him. Right? Did you tell him, you rascal? No, go check out the stick. There's a big stick in your yard. So anyway, we will wash the tulle and put it away for next year. and eat blueberries. We can eat blueberries on our keto. I don't do it very often because it's, you know, they have carbs. But they're our blueberries, so there you go. I have been treating myself to too many things, and my weight's going back up again after all that work I did in June. So I will come up with another plan that will help me. I think this is just, you know, eating during Corona times. I don't think I'm alone there. But unfortunately, I believe that Corona times will be with us for quite some time, certainly in the United States. And so, and my knee's feeling better. I was also like, oh, my knee, my knee, I feel bad, sorry for myself. Let me eat. So my knee's feeling better. Corona's going to be with us for a long time, unfortunately. So I have to buck up. And I will do that. Seems to be in the neighbor's yard. So anyway, well, there's nothing really going on here. And I stopped and started the video. Now I don't know how long I've been talking. I've probably been talking for 20 minutes and I didn't say anything. I'm so annoyed with myself. I don't remember what I was going to talk to you about. I haven't done a lot of crafting. It just feels like the time is gone like that. By the time I put the vlog up and Dennis and I talk, I have tea and watch a little news, walk the dogs, it's time to make dinner. I don't know where the time goes. I should I'm hoping I have my knit night tonight. I'm gonna try not to be late tonight, so maybe whoever is around won't give up. Juanita is a grandmother again. She had a grandbaby boy this week, so now she has 2. Her granddaughter's about a year old and as adorable as they come. And now she's got a grandbaby boy, so she can knit everything. Or crochet. Congratulations. But maybe she'll be there tonight. Maybe not. She may not. May's just found that stick. So she's got her stick now. So anyway, that's the plan for today. Dennis, I think, is going to go grocery shopping. I will work on my sleeves. Oh, and sit outside. I will get a cushion and sit outside and just enjoy as much of the good weather as I can. Because the dog days of summer are on their way. I'm wearing earrings. These are pretty earrings I got from Lorelei Uro. She is a jewelry designer. She also has a podcast, handmade by Lorelei, something like that. And I haven't worn earrings in a really long time. I don't know if you've noticed, but lately I've had little silver things in my ears that are you can barely notice them. Although silver things are actually just earring findings, just the wire with nothing on it. And it's been a month now at least. I think I dressed up, so I think it was like for Father's Day or something, or Garland's birthday. We were going over to the in-laws, and I tried to put earrings on, and this ear has always given me trouble, and a lot of trouble lately because I'm not wearing my earrings very often. And it's like the hole isn't straight, which is not surprising. When I wanted to get my ears pierced, my mother said I couldn't get my ears pierced till I was 18. And then I think on my 16th birthday, she said, okay, you can get your ears pierced, but you have to do it at the doctor. I don't know if I told you this. This was, you know, back in, people were going to the mall, they had an earring gun, you know, like they do now. They started that way back when, 50 years ago. But you have to go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor, and he pierced my ear with a curved needle. It was like a rug hooking needle or something. It was the weirdest thing. He didn't numb it. I yelled after he did the first one. I said, forget it, don't do the second one. And he said, oh, you'd be the second person who did that to me. I'm like, well, maybe you should get a clue. I didn't say that. But anyway, so I got my ears pierced. But I've always had trouble with this ear because it's really hard to get I can't find the back of the hole. I have trouble finding the back of the hole. I can, you know, obviously get in the front, but then I can't, you know. And and over the years, it felt like I was like re-piercing my ear all the time because I was like having trouble finding the hole, and maybe I didn't, maybe I did, you know, in the back of my ear. It's really weird. It's like, I can't even describe it, and it's a little gross to think about. So finally, a month ago, I was trying to, I couldn't, and I got a post earring. And I pierced my ear with that post earring. I just took that post earring and I just went and pierced the back of my ear. And I have a straight hole now. You know, and it was sore, and I had to, you know, put alcohol on it for a week. I mean, I re-pierced this ear with that post earring. And so I'm like, I am not going through this again. So I went and found some sterling silver earring wires, because I have a thing full of jewelry making stuff. And I got it in there, and I have been wearing those earring wires in my ears because I couldn't find any earrings that I could sleep in, because I sleep on that side. I couldn't find any earrings, so I got the smallest thing I could find, which was that sterling silver ear wire. And I've been wearing those for a month, and I, you know, cleaned it and everything. Like it was re-pierced. This is the first time I'm putting on earrings, and I just put that earring in. I just put it in like a normal earring. It was so nice. So we were talking, and I was reading a Facebook post, and a friend posted, don't it always seem to go, you don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise, and they put up a parking lot. This is from the song Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell. And I read that, and I said to Dennis, they paved paradise and put up a parking lot? He said, yeah. I said, that song is 50 years old. I have for 50 years thought the words to that song were, the pink paradise has put up a parking lot. 50 years. I had no idea that I didn't know the lyrics right. The pink paradise has put up a parking lot. Which works in the whole thing of the song. But 50 years, I had no idea that it was they've paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Same idea. Same idea. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe I had that long for the last 50 years. It really struck me yesterday. It was like, how crazy. And that reminded me of when my kids were little and the Dire Straits song, Money for Nothing. I don't know if you remember that, but there's a line in, there's a line and it's like, got money for nothing. And we get money for nothing and the chicks for free. And my kids were little when that song came out, and I listened to it, and they said, money, and the checks are free. I'm like, yeah, the checks are free. You get money for nothing and the checks are free. I wonder if they still think it says checks. But anyway, I sat here and, and now that I'm telling you this, it's not nearly as interesting as it was to me, but I had no idea that I thought Pink Paradise has put up a parking lot. And when I read, I just looked it up because I wanted to get the words, the beginning sentence of the correct. And when I read it, actually the Pink Paradise put up a parking lot would have worked. It was like she said she was in Hawaii, in a hotel in Hawaii, and like looking out the windows, and so it was gorgeous, and she looked down and there was nothing but parking lots all around this hotel. And there's a pink hotel in Waikiki. So it could be the Pink Paradise. It wasn't called the Pink Paradise. Anyway. Blew my mind. Totally blew my mind. 50 years I've got that song wrong. It's a great song though, you know, it's an environmental song. We could use it still. 50 years on, things aren't better. Some things are better. Just the aesthetics though, not the deep down environmental issues that need to be solved. They're not better. They're worse by a lot. Cicadas. But and our bird. I was driving down the road the other day and there was a piece of trash on the side of the road. And it struck me that you do not, at least in our area, it's very rare to see garbage, trash, litter by the side of the road. And I was thinking, thank you, Lady Bird. That was all Lady Bird Johnson doing that. You know, one of the things that most United States First Ladies have a project. They have a project and they work hard on their project, whatever their project is. Nancy Reagan was, you know, say no to drugs. Michelle Obama, I forget, maybe I think she was like vegetables in the schools or something, you know, children's nutrition, something like that. They're important things, don't get me wrong. But they always have a project. I have no idea if Melania has a project. I have no idea if Hillary had a project. But anyway, Lady Bird Johnson's project was Keep America Beautiful. And it was an anti-littering campaign that actually worked. And we used to have litter everywhere. It was horrible. It was horrible. People would throw things out of their cars. You know, bags would fall off the back of trucks and be strewn all over the roads. Nobody cared. You know, it really looked horrible. And Lady Bird Johnson, her project was Keep America Beautiful. And it worked. So it's very strange to see litter by the side of the road these days. It really does strike you because it's not commonplace. That was one of the things about Mad Men. I never finished that series. I should go back and finish it. But, you know, I watched quite a few seasons of it. I was late to the game and binge watched it on Netflix till I stopped for some reason. But every once in a while they would do something like that because Mad Men took place in the early 60s. They would do something that was just jarring, like, wow, everything's changed. And one of them was the family was having a picnic. And they had a blanket out on the, you know, on the grass, you know, and they were getting ready to be done. And, you know, they just shook out that blanket and all the garbage went everywhere and they got in the car and left. I'm like, what? There was another scene where the little girl who was like 10 her mother had friends over and she was playing with some kids and she came running out and she had a plastic bag, like a dry cleaning bag, over her head. You know, she was like in this dry cleaning bag and her mother yelled at her. I forget what the kid's name was. And, you know, she's yelling at her. She's got this plastic bag over her face. She's yelling at her. She's saying, if my clothes are on the floor and my dry cleaning is messed up, I'm going to be, you know, that'll be it for you, you know. And I'm sitting like, she's got a bag over her head. Which, of course, was the whole point. Anyway. This section. Now I'm talking too long. And this section is going way too long. So. We might skip this part. Very likely. So anyway, I'm just rambling today and I don't really have much to talk about. I'm going to work on my knitting. Going to have my knit night tonight. Do my state taxes. And go from there. We made crackers yesterday and we rolled them really super thin and they turned out great. So that was good to know. We've ordered desiccant packages to keep them crispy, but they haven't arrived yet. We stole one out of a beef jerky bag. I don't know if it'll work or not. So these may not last well for a couple days, but we'll see. But when the desiccant packages come, that will be good. And Dennis made paneer yesterday, so we'll have paneer for any more crackers we might want to make. He also smoked some salmon, so we had salmon spread to go with our crackers, and they were good. And that was that. So I will say goodbye. I have just, this is like the most ridiculous conversation with nothing to say. But I'm so tickled about my knee. And when I slept, I've been sleeping. I didn't sleep well the night before last. But for the most part, I've been sleeping pretty well. Thank you, Ada. She suggested that, you know, starting a routine and getting up at the same time every day might help. And that's what I've been doing. I've got my alarm set for 8 o'clock. Didn't get out of bed at 8 o'clock, but I was awake, you know, and like working on it. So maybe that was the solution. So thank you. It's certainly been helping, and it's been nice to have some good night's sleep. So I will bid you adieu. I hope you are all well. I hope you have a nice, lovely, calm day. And I will see you tomorrow. Please stay safe and stay sane.